This is what's commonly referred to as a Dork disc on a bicycle. So that's the street term. The purpose of it is to keep your derailleur from being thrown into the spokes. However, it does add weight and it doesn't look that good, so most of the time riders like to remove those. And so I'm going to show you in this video how to do that. Now, a little disclaimer here. I don't recommend you doing this if you don't know how to really properly tune your rear derailleur. So there's three instances that could cause your derailleur to go into your spokes. One is you don't have your limit screw set correctly, which can throw the derailleur into the spokes and break it off. Two is you're riding along and you have a rock or stick push the derailleur into the spokes. Been there, done that, not that fun. You're walking when that happens. The third reason is maybe you have a crash and you bend your derailleur and then you start riding again and the derailleur is bent inward to the spokes, hits the spokes, and same story, breaks off and you're walking. So the Dork disc is put on by bike manufacturers to hopefully keep that from happening. So by removing it, you do run the risk of possibly putting your derailleur into your spokes. So just a little disclaimer there. So these do typically come on all bicycles, even expensive bicycles. And so I'm going to show you how to remove it. And like I said, if you go to a bike race or see someone who's been riding for a while, you're probably not going to see this on their bike. So to get this off, really all you're going to do is remove the cassette. And so you've got to have some tools to do that. So let's get started. What you'll need to do this service is an adjustable big wrench like this. You'll need a cassette lock ring tool such as this, and you'll need a chain whip to hold the cassette to keep it from spinning as you loosen the lock ring with a lock ring tool. So take your lock ring tool, push it onto the cassette, and it's going to loosen counterclockwise, a normal thread pattern. Then take your chain whip and you want to place it so that the cassette cannot spin counterclockwise as you loosen this. Then use your adjustable wrench and hold the cassette lock ring tool on the cassette pretty good so it doesn't pop off. And this chain whip is old, so it's made for like a 7 or 8 speed cassette, so I have to really make sure it stays on there good when I hold it. So see if we can make this work. It's a 12 speed cassette. Alright, so lock ring tool pressed in there and just put pressure on, and sometimes they're pretty tight. Make sure the cassette lock ring tool doesn't pop out. Alright, that thing was on there pretty tight. So all you're going to do is just go ahead and completely unthread your lock ring. And this is the new SRAM Eagle one, so this one's a little different. Never seen one of these before. So that lifts all the way off. That is what a SRAM Eagle looks like. So if it's a Shimano, what's going to happen is you're going to have individual, and even the older SRAM, the individual different cassettes are going to come off. So just be aware of that, and you got to put them back on appropriately. This is a brand new system. So now with a Dork disc, typically it's going to have either plastic clips holding it on and you just pop it out. So this one has 4 clips, or some of them may be where you actually have to twist and unlock it. So I'm just going to pop all these clips off. That's your Dork disc. Now you just reassemble it. So again, if it's a Shimano or older SRAM, then you're going to have to just place the cassettes onto the spline. And I actually have a video on how to remove a cassette, and I'll put that in the description below, and that uses a Shimano one. So that's it for the Dork discs. We're just going to reassemble everything and we're good to go. So I've got the cassette threaded back on, tighten down my lock ring, and what I recommend is that you look up the torque specs for whatever cassette you're using. So whether SRAM or Shimano, make sure you tighten it to the appropriate torque specs. That's it.